Good morning. Hello, Johnny. Miss Ava. Rat Pack. Miss She Devil. How's everybody doing today? Oh, boy, Steve's drone flying is he get that down, doesn't he? Burning my nose right. Well, it's not real cold here, but it's sure misty and nasty looking. Hello, Miss Janice. Well, I'm sorry, Janice. I hope your beauty sleep works better than mine does, because I ain't getting a bit prettier. No. Hello, Roy. What do you want? Got another one coming in. Well, Rocky baying for a treat. Come on. Come on. Here. Come on. Crazy dog. Yeah, gotta have something different anyway. Well, had a little bit of excitement this morning. Fred jumped out of the pen, wound up on the floor. I didn't even run off. He just sitting there, I guess, waiting to get put back in. How you doing, Mr. Steve? You're getting where you're pretty comfortable with that drone, aren't you, Steve? Yeah. Cracked me up. He's just sitting there by the pen, waiting for somebody. I guess the other ones were peeping and stuff. He come back to him. Fred's gonna keep on jumping out. He's gonna be hors d'oeuvre. Man, I'm gonna start on a new project if this weather straighten up today. Got a friend of mine's got a place about 25 miles from me. And I think I'm gonna go in there and set a tent camp up, just a semi-permanent winter camp. Someplace I can roll into and everything already be set up. A rat pack. We're gonna hope this is a Fred. He might be a Fredette. Gotta be something different. I've got a Kodiak tent and got all the camping gear and stuff set up. And I've got a couple more uses for it too. I think that's going to be sort of the place we do the tall tales, me and Daryl do. Yeah, somebody turned the light on, Googie. Dang, Rocky. What's the matter with you? Oh, it's in the 60s here. It's just damp. Somebody's wanting some attention. It's hard to ignore this dog. What do you want? He gave you a treat. He's going to give up. You ain't lying, he's rotten. I don't know what his trip is today. He already got 2 treats. He wanting something. No, I think he just don't. Yeah. Or Fred meets a cast iron skillet. I can't believe how fast them stupid things are growing. They've just about doubled in size in less than 2 weeks. Fred might jump. Yeah. I know Rocky was sort of interested at first, but he don't pay much attention to him now. How? He's a bull-headed little dude. He wants something. He don't forget about it. Well, another reason I'm gonna set that Kodiak tent up is some people never had tent camp. They don't realize how comfortable you can set a tent camp up. Just you can set them things up. You got everything you got in an RV. I think it's bred into him. But it ought to be interesting anyway. I ever get Daryl to have time to sit down. Well, I'll show you how I set one up, Jolly. And of course, them Kodiaks are good tents. They're the canvas tents. They're heavy, but they'll handle some weather too. And they don't pop and snap and crackle like a nylon tent does. But I built a little bitty wood stove. I think I'm gonna put a stove jack in this one too. Just never have done that, so that'd be something different. Used to when I did I tell you what, that Kodiak is hard to beat. Easy to put up. One person can put it up. They're not cheap, but they not all that high. Yeah, we got a few companies now to get back into it. So you got the Kodiak tents, and then you got the spring bar. Spring bar is expensive. Uh, I noticed that Walmart's even putting out a wall tent now. Yeah, you can set that up. I wish that in fact, I'm probably gonna sell this tent. I want to get one that's the next size up. Bell tent is another one. One thing I don't like about the bell tents, they take a long time to set up. You can set them Kodiaks or spring bars up just pretty quick. He keep jumping out of that pen. He won't. Hello, Crystal, Mr. Roy. What kind of tents you got? You got the pyramids, Roy? I tell you something else too, Jolly. Round tents look real good, but boy, you lose a lot of room in it. Yeah. If I buy another one, I'm gonna buy that 10 by 14. Not a big tent. But anyway, that's one of my projects I've got going. I went up there the other day and cleaned out a spot and set a fire ring up. Yeah, but there's a ton of damn steaks. Ooh. I'm gonna have to let this dog out. I'll be right back. Jolly, they are a good tent. That 10 by 14 is just about to be a house. I'm really sort of going to. They're not bad tents. They, my deal is that I want to be able to set something up. I don't want to have to take 2 hours to set a tent up. And Kodiaks or springboards set up pretty fast. In 4 or 5 minutes, you can have it set. Especially if you do they've got a deal on these tents that they're buying 8-inch leg bolts and using a drill or an impact driver to put them in. Boy, that works good. My deal on camping, like car camping, is I want to be able to pull in 30 minutes. I want to be sitting down drinking a cold drink, have it set up. A-frames are a neat tent, and that really was, if you go back and look in history, the people that were going across the U.S. and the cowboys and all that, they used A-frames. Only thing in Texas, I want a tent that's got a floor in it. They, and a lot of those don't have. Hello, Michael and Betty. Well, you have a safe one. Well, I think you've been smart, Jolly. You see if you really like it. You know, a lot of people jump off into this thing and spend $200,000, $300,000, and they ain't got any choice. Then they got to do it. You can take that that 10 by 10 Kodiak is a good one for what you're talking about. The one I've got an 8 by 9. I think. In fact, when I get it set up, well, I'll uh, I'll measure that thing out and see. But there's little things like that, those screw-in tent pegs that just make it. You're not sitting there hammering on it. Make it easy. I've got a. Oh, I'm going to. I've got another tent that I use on my motorcycle camping. It's a dome tent, two-person dome tent, 10 by 10 that you can stand up in. And those things are cheap. You can buy one of them for 50, 60, 70 bucks. And it's a good one to try. And they'll stand the wind. I've rode some wind out in them things. But a nylon tent does flap a lot more. Yeah, you can get in a tent cheap. You know, and if you use it for 3 or 4 trips, it'll tell you if that's enough room and get all your other gear. I've got so much camping gear that I don't have to worry about picking anything else up. One thing: do not sleep on an air mattress, golly. Get you a cot and put in that tent. Thank you, Miss Janice. Yeah, and you know that sort of lulls me to sleep, Steve. I know it really bugs a lot of people, but well, and it gives you so much more room. I see people use those air mattresses, and they take up so much room. I've got a good cot with a good pad on it, which you got room in the car, and then you got all the storage underneath that cot. Well, we'll try it again. Y'all need a tinfoil, I guess. Well, yeah, that's the craziest thing. I think I figured that out. I had the charger on that thing, and when it hits full charge, then it wants to kick you off to where you unplug the battery. So, yeah. I like tent camping. It's nice and simple, and especially if you're going to stay more than a day someplace. If you're going to stay 3 or 4 days someplace, so I set a pretty nice camp up. It's hard to beat a good T-bone and a baked potato and cooked over an open campfire. Oh, I've got where I can cook inside too. I've done some good sleeping when I was in a tent and it was raining, sleeting, and up there in Colorado. When I used to hunt up there all the time. You know, that's the neat part about these new tents. Is you can put an air conditioner on one, or put a heater on one, or uh, if you're around electricity. And I got a friend of mine bought one of these portable air conditioners, and it had a wind blowing, you can. Yeah, I got started here a while back and built a couple of stoves. They boy, that was one of them tents up. It come with a stove jack. I guess that'd be equivalent to a Brazilian wax job, wouldn't it? I was a few years ago. I was camped up in Colorado, and I was elk hunting, and it was a nice, pretty day, like 70 degrees. We had a pretty good sized tent set up, and all of a sudden I heard something just roaring. It sounded like a dang tornado or something. And I looked up, and here come a wall of rain, and I mean it was so thick you couldn't see a foot in it. But we hopped in the tent. That rain come in, and then it turned to sleet. Then it turned to hail. Then it turned to snow. We put about 6 inches of snow and hail on the ground. It dropped from 70 degrees to about 26 degrees in 30 minutes, and then the sun come back out. So that's the way it is in Colorado. You'd love to have anything. But a good chance ought to be. Usually, if I've got these little old, I don't like the buddy heaters. I've had too much trouble with them. And I've got in the tent now, I've got these open face round heaters that you can put on top of 1 gallon bottle or put on top of 5 gallon bottle. And man, they'll warm it up quick. And I keep a stove. When I camp in a tent, I am lazy. I hate getting up cold. So I always set up with some kind of table, a little stove, my coffee pot's all ready to go. I can reach over in bed and light the stove and put the coffee pot on the stove. And by the time the coffee's perked, well, it's warmed up in that tent. You don't mind getting up to bed then. I sort of do it comfortable. Well, I tell you what, Diane ain't cutting me no slack today, is she? Now, I done missed part of that, I guess. No, that's one thing about Kodiaks. They've got a big door in the front that you can set up for a canopy if you want to cook outside. Or um, that last trip we made to Colorado, I did carry a 10x10, just one of them little cheap pop-up deals, and we used it to cook under. But you sling a tarp off 2 trees or one off the back of your vehicle. And I have cooked inside the tent if the weather was bad enough. Just open some windows up. If, yeah, it's best. I don't like cooking in a travel trailer in a tent either if I have to. But if you have to, you have to. I got a deal I need to put up at this sort of makeshift permanent camp. I made one of them 30 years ago that I used to camp with, and now they sell them all over the place. Mm. Yeah, sometimes you just don't have no choice. And of course, in country where you got bears and critters, it's not a real good idea to cook in a tent. You can get comfortable just about anywhere if you know, that was part of this channel when I started it, was to try to show people that if they want to try this lifestyle, well, it's easy to do. You can do it without spending a fortune. Yeah, you can turn some vents on and you can keep the smell down in it. But I'm like you. I don't like cooking the RV. Hey, Ernie, how you doing, buddy? Well, if you're going to stay a few days, you can do it. I bet you, if, now if you buy a good canvas tent, you're going to spend a little money there. But the rest of it is really not that bad. You take 400 or 500 bucks and be set up pretty dang good. Woo! Hauling some vehicles, huh, Ernie? And if you got part of that camping gear, well, it won't cost you that much. Main thing, if you're going to do it, is to have some place you can set up and set it up and spend a night in it and the, figure out what you need and what you don't need. Okay. They had a lot of that up there in Elkhart. They were hauling them chassis in. I tell you one thing that you need to pick up that a lot of people don't, and that's pick you a big tarp up. They're cheap, and they sure come in handy sometimes. All right, we'll see you later, Rat Pack. Especially if you buy that nylon tent. If I buy a nylon tent, a lot of the time I know they got a rain fly, but I'll stretch a big tarp across the top of that nylon tent, and it helps break the wind and holds the heat and stuff in too if you need it. And you're sure not going to get a leak. Yeah, that's a little bit different than it, Ernie. Had a company in Oklahoma City that we used to pick uh, semis up down at the Mexican border and haul them up there to Oklahoma. You'd have four of them, be driving one, pulling three. Now you just pick up one decent sized tarp, and that's all you need, Jelly. I'll start setting this camp up here in the next 4 or 5 days, and maybe you get some ideas off it. All right, I'll do that, Ernie. All right, be safe, Ernie. Keep it between the ditches, buddy. Well, that's one thing on these, even on these RVs, they put these canopies on them, and all electric and everything. They run out. The only trouble with them damn things is you better not walk off and leave it with it out. A puff of wind and come up, and you wind up with it up on top of the trailer. Them things they're pretty well useless. They're nice as far as covering everything up, but boy, they won't stand even wind. Steve, I was asking you about that Jeep the other day. They sitting there talking back and forth. Yeah, well, Texas has got plenty of damn wind too, Steve. I've seen more of them things ripped off. But he's about halfway wanting one of my motorcycles. Hello, Linda. And we might work a deal out on the motorcycle and a little bit of boot. I follow a little old gal that rides a bike all over the country. She just came through Texas and she was talking about the crosswinds, Texas. And they will mess with that bike. How you doing today, Miss Linda? Yeah, Roy and Becky be on there in a few minutes. Yeah. It'll go to the bank and get changed over right then. Title change, the whole 9 yards if I do anything. Plus, I know this guy. In fact, he's my ex-son-in-law, so he's a good guy. He's straight up. Yeah, a lot of people get in trouble, Steve, when they start swapping around and they don't take and register them titles right then. Them titles and the money change hands about the same time. Yeah, I know him. He's the kind that me and him have always been pretty close. He used to work for me before him and my daughter got married, and even after they got a divorce, well, he'd bring grandkids over and stuff. So yeah, I've had some of that too, Linda. Okay, Janice, I'm going to buy you another box of toothpicks where you can hold your eyes open. Linda, I lost in the last 30 days. I've lost 5 friends of mine. So at just a time of year, that doesn't make it any easier. But all right, Crystal, I appreciate you coming in, gal. Yeah, well, it's make you think about it. And it was sort of funny. 3 of them I didn't even know were sick. Well, that's what I always say. If you get up in the morning, it's a good day. Well, welcome back, Red Pack. Mm. That's one thing about YouTube is that you get such a spread of friends on here that you get to where you know that there's going to be somebody sick or have problems or something all the time. And you can let it get you down if you don't watch it. I used to know an old maid school teacher that was a trip. Now, she was a mess. And she was like 88 or something in that next door neighbor. And she would just bitch about anything. One day I was talking to her and she just went to bitching like crazy. And she said, it gets pretty damn bad when your damn flower bill costs more than the rent on your house does. She said, by the time I croak, ain't going to be anybody come to my funeral. I was laughing at her. Oh, Lord. Mary Cornelius, and I'll never will forget her. Boy, there's a lot of people got that flu right now. Van Halen apparently is pretty down with it pretty good. Well, you just got to enjoy everyone as it rolls around. That's one thing I can say. That if I take a notion that I want to try something, I pretty well go for it. And I've been able to do a lot of things in my life that most folks haven't done, just because I'd go for it. But I learned the lesson about doing. You better go do when you can. When I was in Nam, because you didn't know if you're gonna get up the next morning. Yeah, I forgot about you and your wife being down with you, Steve. He seemed to be doing a little bit better the last time I talked to him. Mm. He had a lot of problems, didn't you, Linda? Okay, in just a 4 or 5 minutes, Roy's going to come on. I'm going to keep this room open until Roy comes on, and then I'll shut it down. But you got about 5 minutes, I think. Yeah, that's tough, Linda. I like to watch Roy and Becky and just watch Becky slap Roy on the back of the head or stick her finger in his ear. She knows how to straighten him up quick. Bet the crystal that wooden spoon when she got after Kenny the other night. Yeah, some people you're just closer. And them dogs, Roy, crack me up. Damn, you're spread out, aren't you, Rat Pack? Mike ought to be getting where he's going in Louisiana today, isn't it? Yeah, that dog will growl about anything. Yeah, Jamie, I like Jamie. Jamie's a cool dude. Yeah, I talked to him. Oh, yeah. He just grumpy sometimes. Hello, Ashley. If somebody will, let me know when Roy comes up. Damn, somebody got a jackass around here. You sitting there braying. That's weird. Did you hear it? Boy, them things brought some big money for a while, and now you can't give one away. Okay, so this is Jim. Hello, Mr. Jim. Well, good luck to her. Hell, I hope everybody has a good day. Stays out of trouble and enjoys it. That's the only trouble sort of scares me about Rat Pack might come down here. he would wind up in that magic circle. Are they up, Diane? Okay. Folks, I appreciate y'all coming in. Y'all go over and raid Roy. Y'all have a great day.